My name's Pete Woods. You're watching Good Cause TV. Good Cause TV is a blog supporting the work of charities and non-profits, both here and in the UK and internationally. You can find Good Cause TV at www.goodcausetv.tumblr.com and on Twitter at TweetPete. So today I'm lucky enough to be interviewing Lotta Relander from the non-profit organisation Refunite. Morning, Lotta.
Good morning.
Lotta, what is Refunite?
So Refunite is a nonprofit organization whose main mission is to reconnect displaced families across the globe. So especially currently with over 60 million displaced people globally, whether they've been displaced by war, conflict, or disaster, a lot of them, while fleeing, lose contact with their family members. And what Refunite aims to do is change this and put these people back in touch with each other. And we believe that everyone has the right to know where their family is. And so we created a platform where people can search a message for their missing family members. And this really it's different from other family tracing services, which usually use very much kind of paper forms filled out with pencils, and it usually takes years for anything to happen. Whereas Refunite decided that we're going to put this search into the hands of the displaced people. So we just provide the tool, and everything after that is up to the people or users.
So it's all based around mobile phones, am I right?
Yeah, so there's a couple ways to access our platform. One of them is really the main thing is all you need is a very simple feature phone. And in select countries where we have partnerships with mobile network operators, our service is available. So essentially you access our platform by sending an SMS to a certain short code or a certain number that then interacts with our platform. So it's very, very simple. And then if you are fortunate enough to have access to internet, we also have a web-based platform for those that is, sometimes searching through SMS can get a little annoying if you're going through pages and pages of search results. But yeah, generally our whole idea is making our service available for the most displaced and most disconnected people.
So how did Refunite start?
So it was started by two Danish brothers, two Danish brothers, David and Christopher Mikkelsen. So they were busy teaching English at a immigration center in Copenhagen in Denmark, and they met a Afghan refugee whose name is Mansour. And Mansour had fled the Taliban in Kabul and had made his way through Europe, through Eastern Europe, into Denmark. And on his journey, he had lost contact with all of his family members. And this this really caught Chris's and David's attention, and they decided to set out and help Mansour find his family. And while helping Mansour, David and Christopher very quickly realized that existing family tracing programs really lacked any real collaborative technology. So like I mentioned before, it was paper forms completed in pencil with very little information shared across any agencies, borders, or conflicts. Luckily, they eventually did help Mansour find his family, who happened to be in Russia, and they helped him kind of get reunited with them. But they were convinced that there has to be a better way to really help these displaced persons. And so that's when, in 2008, they launched Refunite.
Wow. So, as you pointed out, it's a really huge problem, reuniting refugees, because there are so many displaced people. Where currently is Refunite operating?
So our headquarters are in Denmark, so in Copenhagen. However, the majority of our team is based in Nairobi, Kenya. So we have, the majority of our team is in Nairobi, Kenya. We had a very strong East Africa focus, but we are working on expanding currently.
Great. And how many people are currently using the service?
So we actually just passed our 500,000 user line. So we have over 500,000 users currently on our platform, and they're from all over the world. But the majority of users they're from the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Somalia, South Sudan, and a lot of refugees in Kenya.
Yeah. So someone putting up their personal details online and someone who's fled one particular country, I mean, it could be fraught with danger, couldn't it? How do you protect people who are searching for their loved ones and prevent people who are perhaps trying to settle old scores, finding out where they are?
Yeah, so we have very strict guidelines around data protection, and we take the protection security of our users extremely seriously, because we understand that a lot of people are scared to use these services because they are being politically persecuted in their country and people are looking for them. So with that, we actually only ask people for whatever information they are comfortable giving us. We do, in order to message another person, we require a first name. But other than that, we have multiple different fields that you can fill in. And even if you're only comfortable giving us, I don't know, your favorite food or birthmarks or any personal information, that all we need information that can help your family recognize you. And, when they see your profile, they're like, this is my son.
Yes.
But the information that is given, that is completely up to the users and their comfortability in what they want to give us.
I understand. And can you give me some examples of people who've used Refunite as a service?
Yeah, so we have one guy who I actually personally met when I traveled to Kakuma refugee camp, and his name is, we'll call him Ibrahim, and he currently lives in Kakuma refugee camp, which is located in northwestern Kenya, and he fled Somalia in 2008 after some militiamen came and attacked his village. And he was actually coming home from work that day, and he, came back to his village, realized it had been turned completely upside down, and he could not find his family, specifically his brother, anywhere. And obviously he had to flee himself without knowing where his family was. So he made his way down towards Kenya, where he crossed the border into Dadaab refugee camp, which is in northeastern Kenya. And from there, he finally made his way to Kakuma. And while in Kakuma, the way he heard about Refunite is he overheard a group of people talking about a Somali woman who had used our service and reconnected with her family. So he decided to kind of give it a shot, see what it could do. And so after searching for his brother, it took him, a couple of months. His brother hadn't registered yet. So it took him a couple of months until he found his brother's profile on Refunite. He decided to send him a message, and they sent a couple of messages back and forth just to kind of be sure that it is the person you're looking for. They were checking some very personal details. And after they were convinced that it was the brother that he had been looking for all those years, they then exchanged phone numbers, and now they speak weekly over the phone with each other.
That's fabulous. Yeah, fabulous. And, it's such an important thing to do, to reunite people with family and loved ones, isn't it? It can really make a difference to their life and rebuilding their life after a time of complete unsettlement and having to start again.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of work, but, stories like these remind us of why we do what we do and why it is so important. And especially now with, the number of displaced people is not going down. So it is more important than ever to help them, find their loved ones again.
And Refunite is working with some quite high-profile organisations to provide the service. Can you talk to me about who you're working with currently?
Yeah, so we work both with humanitarian organizations as well as private sector companies. So we work with, for example, the International Rescue Committee. We also work with UNHCR, and Ericsson is actually our main technology partner. So they're really the ones who helped us build these partnerships in different countries, get us introduced to different mobile network operators that then can make our service available in their country. So we are continuously getting new partnerships and support in this area.
And am I right in thinking that you're linking with Facebook Free Basics in some areas?
So that's also been a very exciting new development where Free Basics by Facebook is making our platform available for free in, I think it's about 12 countries now. So if you have access to Free Basics, you can use our web platform for free.
Wow. So what's next for Refunite?
So we have a couple of new exciting ideas. We're currently, continuously expanding into new countries. I mentioned we've had a very strong East Africa focus, but we're actually trying to expand further into the Middle East. We've launched a special Syria response and are currently looking into specifically Iraq. Sadly, as the number of conflicts and displacements around the world keeps going up, we continue to have new countries that we are looking to focus on. We actually just now, or a couple months ago, we now have a Middle East project manager who's kind of heading all our projects in the Middle East. She's based in Beirut. And then another thing we're actually currently looking into is our platform is available through SMS, USSD, and web, and we also have some free helplines that you can call. But we're also looking into something called interactive voice response, which would give more people access to our platform, especially the illiterate populations. So that is a big issue because a lot of the people who are very disconnected and that we focus on are also sometimes less educated, and a lot of them are illiterate, especially some of the older women. And so in order to make our platform as easily accessible to everyone, we're looking to this new technology, working together with Ericsson to see if we can make that a reality for our platform.
That sounds fantastic. And if people want to find out more about Refunite, where should they go, Lotta?
So our website is www.refunite.org, and there there's access to our actual platform if you want to check that out. We have all our information there, and then we're also on Facebook and Twitter. If you just look up Refunite, you'll find our profiles there.
Lotta, it's really been a pleasure to speak to you this morning and to hear about the work of Refunite. And you're doing some fantastic work there, really, really important. And it's right at the crux of where help and support is needed at the moment. Because as you say, this, the problems of people who are disunited from their friends and family is not going to go away. It's probably only going to get bigger. And well done. Keep up the good work.
No, thank you. It was a pleasure speaking to you today as well.
Okay. Thanks for talking to Good Cause TV.
Thank you.